write all his son's children's address and mail it back to you. This way you have it, Michael. Unless you want to go to the library and get to Yellow Pages for Pennsylvania. As long as you know his name.
I know I saw Aunt Gloria and Uncle Georgie recently, and I got Curtis's number, and I talked to Curtis.
Yeah, but you said you don't know where you put it.
No, I talked to Curtis because I got the number from Aunt Gloria and Uncle Georgie, and Jerry's number. I have to look and see where I put it. So you're doing your puzzle, Mom?
What else can I do, Michael? What are you taking a picture of me, Michael?
Yeah, I'm doing a little video so we can have a nice remembrance of you.
I look terrible with my hair.
No, you look good. You just did your hair yesterday, so you're fine.
I need a haircut so bad, Michael. And
you're good, Mom.
And Marie, I don't know where she is. She wasn't there yesterday. If people are there, they don't know what the hell's going on either.
This was a card I recently gave you for Mother's Day, Mom. You want to take a look at it and read it to me?
Familiar.
Want to read it to me?
Oh, yeah.
Read the cover to me first. Read it from the front.
Okay.
No, read. You got it? Okay.
Oh, Mom, do I still need you? Well, just let me think. Does the sky need the sunset to make it so pink? Does the rose need the raindrops to keep it on a bloom over the earth and the sun's light to scatter the gleam, something like that?
Gloom.
Gloom. The answer is yes, and will always be true, because, Mom, I've never stopped loving you. Happy Mother's Day, love, always, Michael. Peace, joy, and love, always. This was 2014?
Yeah, I just gave you that on Mother's Day.
Now?
2014.
Yeah, you're right, I am 81, Michael.
Yep.
Because I was born in 33, and it came to 2014. I thought I was 80. And then
last year?
Ray's 3 years younger than me. She's so tired. I said,
I'm sorry, Mom, that's my fault. That's my fault. I leaned on the bed alarm. A little comedy, Mom. My fault for leaning on the bed alarm. Let me see that, Mom. Now you're writing on the card.
I don't care.
Now let me see. Let me see it.
I don't know how old I am.
Can I see it? Oh. Oh. What are you writing? You're writing how old you are?
I'm born 1933, so 7. I can't even see right.
You got your reading glasses on?
I don't know what to get all everything happens to you.
Can I see it, Mom? I want to read it back to you.
Jimmy gave me these pencils, but they stink.
Let me see the card, Mom. I want to read it to you.
I wrote it and I read it again.
I'm going to read it to you so you can... I'm going to read it to you, Mom.
Right.
Oh, Mom, do I still need you? Well, just let me think. Does the sky need the sunset to make it so pink? Does the rose need the raindrops to keep it in bloom? Does the earth need the sunlight to scatter the gloom? The answer is yes, and will always be too. Because, Mom, I'll never stop needing you. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Pretty card.
And that was on May 11th this year, almost about a couple of months ago.
Do you know what the last name of Mark's wife? It says Pat something. It's an Italian name.
I'm not sure.
I don't know who the hell
Mark
that
never
is,
told me.
I really don't.
And Angie was telling you the funny story the other day, and then I told you about it again.
I told about the time when you were got out of the crib. I'm still looking at you. What the hell are you doing here? Like, I didn't know what the hell you to say. So I says, Michael, get in that room and tell me how you got back in the crib. So he went back in the crib, and he lay down, and he took that little lever. And I said, all right, get out now. And he was so great at undoing screws. Remember the TV? I says, Michael, you took that screw out of the hell. I can't get it back in. So I says, you better get it out because I can't. And he took your little fingers and he went right on the TV and he got it out. And I couldn't get it out, Michael.
My hands are small to be able to maneuver. And you like the story when we lived in Woodside, Queens, when I snuck out of the crib, that I had to go back into the... You couldn't believe I was in the kitchen after you just put me in the crib? How old was I? Like a year or two old?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
And I showed you how I opened the latch?
Yeah. One time we went down the basement and I went across the street for the papers. I come back, everybody's running around. We're looking around, we thought you went outside again in the street. Then I went down the stairs, you're in the black, there's no light on. And he went all the way down those steps.
And I was playing with the toys in the dark. I got scared. I was looking for you, and then all of a sudden I went down in the basement.
I got scared. Your father was crazy looking, and where the hell could it be?
All you heard upstairs is Mark and Dad scurrying, boom, 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 running along upstairs because they thought I disappeared. And remember that time in Alexander's in Queens?
Oh, yeah. And they said, oh, there's a little boy, he's in the dressing room. I saw your legs. Remember the legs with the little things on the... He's sitting looking in the mirror like nothing. Because there's a mirror in that dressing room. And the woman said, oh, does your son have a navy blue outfit? I said, yes. She says, he's in the dressing room.
It was you got me that leggings, or Grandma bought me the leggings.
Down the escalator. I turned around, you were ready to run away. I said, Michael, you better stop this car now.
Grandma bought me that leggings suit, right?
Yeah, for you, yeah. I wanted something like what Mark was. I still have it. It was in beige and yours was in navy.
Yeah, Grandma got me that, and I guess I ran into the changing room because it had a little door. It was like a little tiny room for me, and I was playing in there, like playing hide and seek. And you couldn't believe that I got away from you. I think you took pictures of me by the church, Corpus Christi, where we lived in Woodside. And you took pictures one day with me in the leggings suit.
Yeah,
you took pictures.
That one, Michael.
You took pictures, I think, and you took me to Mass.
Where is it?
Those pictures are in an album.
Yeah, I never went back in church because you wouldn't shut up. And the more I told you to shut up, the more you talk, you know.
I was curious to know about everything that was going on, I guess. And what was the story back to Aunt Angie? What was the story that Aunt Angie told you the other day in Harlem when you were young?
It wasn't between the two buildings with Cinderella, and it had, when you go in the store, like a long walk, and you could see this package.
Like a vestibule before you go in the store, right?
It was, no, it was closed.
No, I'm saying where the walk area was, like that little walk space before you get into the store.
Yeah.
And there was a package there, you said?
It looked nice and pretty. I don't know. I said, I said to the girls, let's go look, it looks nice. Then we opened it and went, God, we were shocked.
You thought it was a present that somebody left behind?
Somebody stupid just playing a game.
And
up to this day, I was wondering if he's around to see us, you know.
Yeah. What was it? What was it a present? It looked like a present, but it wasn't. What was it?
It was crap in it, I tell you, Mike. I said to Angie today, I live so damn much. She didn't look right today because I wanted to know. There's this woman, she's always nice to me.
Take your reading glasses off, Mom, so we could see you when you talk to me.
the other day, and she says, are you okay? But at that time, I didn't want to tell her because there's other people around. She says, I'll see you again. So I'm going to see when I talk to her. She's with what's that outfit? Damn, I think I'm losing my mind. I swear to God.
It's okay, you're just trying to remember things, that's good.
No, sometimes when you're under stress, Michael. Well, anyway, I'm going to talk to her to find out. Because she's very nice. So I'm going to find out. Maybe she has some things she can help me with. There's always somebody, Michael. Not everybody's allowed.
That's true, Mom.
Forget this place, forget about it. They don't even know themselves.
Leave your reading glasses off, Mom, so we could talk, Mom, because I want to talk to you a little bit and talk about
What's
stories.
that thing hanging on you?
This is the camera strap, Mom.
Oh.
It's holding the camera, and we're just doing the video. So, you want to wave at everybody so everybody could see you?
Hi. Hi, stupid. You got the goddamn shoes on, I bet.
Don't worry about it, Mom.
I'm not
You said
gonna
don't
worry
worry. You have anything other than silly stuff to say? Do you have anything you want to say to people for people to remember? Any thoughts, special things to say?
I'm trying to think of anything you used to say. Even if you go outside walking or something. You know, like one time you said, Mom, can we go someplace? So you said, oh, I know, that means no. I said, I don't think so. He said, yes, that means no. So that was the end of the conversation.
Or I think when I was young, I don't know if I was like 9 or 10 years old, I asked you about something about us going somewhere, and I think you said maybe, or
But
I'll
that
think about it,
how old he was, Michael.
or I'll think about it, you might have said.
Yeah.
I could have been 8, 9, or 10 years old, I don't remember exactly. And when you said, I'll think about it, and I said, oh, that probably means no. That's
that
what you remember.
your card, the little card that you had in school. I said, you go back and tell him that's your car, I want it back.
My Matchbox car.
Yeah. You still have that, Michael?
Yeah, I still have those Matchbox cars put away somewhere. Those I loved so much from when I was little.
I was watching the antique store. Antique something. Do you know the Pepsi Cola cans and stuff? They're real old, they're worth things. They say you should, the comic books, depending on which ones that are good, you get money for it. That's why you should throw things out. You should organize your room, Michael.
I know everything is worth something.
It's worth a lot of money.
Everything is worth something these days.
A person on the antique store, somebody had given her a gift many years ago, and she said she didn't think it looked that much. It would cost $5,000. Forgot what it was. But you never know, Michael. You should look and sort things like baseball cards or baseball players.
Memorabilia and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if it's one card, you don't know how much it's worth, Michael.
I know.
Because a lot of people, boy, they collect the antiques. They like nuts.
I know. Your sister Ray is like that.
She don't care no more. She says, I'm tired. She says, I'm so tired. Liz, I don't know what to do. She says, if I'm supposed to retire, I said, I don't know what to tell you. But I tell you, Grandma says,
when you get older, your life slows down, I guess, Mom. You don't do the same things.
Stress. Get more stress.
And remember the story we were just talking about recently about when I lived on Morningside, when I was little? I must have been like maybe 7 years old. Remember those slippers? Remember what happened? What happened with me?
Yeah. And you crying and look. I said, Michael.
What happened though? To tell, because not everybody knows the story.
Out of that slipper and get it down in the house. I went to pick it up, and I went and threw it in the garage. When I came back, I had to clean it.
No, but what was wrong with it? Because not everybody knows the story. We're talking about the story, but tell people what happened. What did I do?
You went back in the house, and I went back out to throw
but what was the what did I do with the slippers? What happened to me in the slippers? No, but I mean, what was wrong with the slippers? What did I do?
It was all full of crap. Full of it. Top, bottom, all around.
There were little plaid slippers that Grandma bought me, and I'm walking outside in front of the building.
Brand new, too.
And I walked right out in front of the building and right into the pile.
What about, do you have any stories, Yusuf?
And then what happened when I came in? I left the trail, right?
Yeah.
Along the whole first floor, along the hallway, along the foyer, outside. And what happened with No Man? Remember No Man?
It had a smell.
No Man, our landlord.
I had to go in the little dining area where I used to have the dining table. I had to clean that, and I told him I could get in the goddamn room. I was so goddamn mad.
You picked up those slippers like with 2 fingers, and you walked right out, and you dropped them right outside. You went right back out with them. And remember No Man, our landlord? What happened with No Man? Remember No Man had a fit. Before you got the chance to clean it up, he was like looking at this whole long trail of crap. They say that's supposed to be a sign of good luck. I don't know about any good luck from it. I know it sure made a mess. Yeah, we had a nice time in Morningside. When we lived with Gandhi and his whole family, we were like family.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't related.
But he was nice. I like, because one day he did something for me, and I gave him some money. He says, "No, we're not allowed to take money," and he didn't take it. The Arabs are very different about certain things. Like,
Yeah, everybody was from Jordan and Gandhi's family, and we were like family.
if somebody gets a divorce, like they used to get after them, they shoot them.
No, but Gandhi's family was nice and everything.
You know,
And
I
they went to the Catholic church down on High Street.
What happened to Gandhi's mother's first husband? Because she had 10 kids from him.
I don't know if he was sick or something, and he died young.
Found out. It's the same thing with Grandma. I don't know what happened with her first husband.
Yeah, it's sad. Gandhi's mother had to raise all the kids by herself and everything, and then they came to America from Jordan. So they had a little bit of a difficult life and
I
all.
remember Nora said one day I had no shoes. I had to share my shoes with my mother.
Yeah, people, when families have tough times, sometimes people pull together. Gandhi's family was always very nice.
Yeah.
Gandhi was like a brother to me.
And Gandhi's mother always liked me. She was very nice to me.
And they used to
One
laugh.
time I was in the square and waiting for the bus, so she says, "Come on, sit with me on the bus." And she liked Grandma too. They got along nice, you know.
Yeah,
Even though she couldn't understand. I mean, Grandma knew how to speak English, and Gandhi's mother didn't, you know.
yeah, Yama, she couldn't speak
And
any word of English.
then when you went in their room, they slept on the floor on a mattress.
Yeah, they had so many people upstairs. Gandhi and his next brother Waji, they had to use mattresses because they didn't have, bedroom space for everybody. But they all got along together, and they were all always very nice. And they got a kick that your grandmother from Grandpa was from Lebanon,
Yeah.
so we technically were a little bit Middle Eastern.
And I was named after her because her name was Isabel, but in
Yeah.
English it means Elizabeth. And when I saw the picture of Grandpa's mother, she looked Lebanese, you know. But she looked tall to me, like he wasn't short. She looked pretty tall. And Grandpa, Grandpa, if you look at him, he looks like Danny Thomas.
Yeah, he looks exactly like the late
And
Danny
Grandpa,
Thomas.
And Grandpa, look at that picture. Grandpa was very handsome. Aunt Ray looks like that. She was 6 years old, and I was 8 years old. And Angie was 3. Angie and I looked like Grandma. You see that picture of you with the commissioner? Look at that picture and say, that's the way I want to look. You better try, Michael. If you want to meet somebody, Michael, you got, you're not
How old were you when you took that picture? That was at Aunt Connie's wedding, right?
In 1941. I was 8 years old, I told you. I was born 33.
That's the one. That's the one where at the top there with Grandpa, right?
Yeah.
And then this one right here in the heart frame.
That's either Easter or Mother's Day. Grandma had bought us all new outfits.
Grandma bought the outfits, or did she make the outfits?
No, she bought those in race. Mine was a cream color suit, and Ray was like a light blue, and Angie had like a nice little spring coat, real packed leather bag.
Yeah.
How old were you in that picture, Michael, with the commissioner?
That was just a couple of years ago, Mom.
Look how nice you look. Look what you look. Then that Yankee seed, look at the difference.
I know I lost some weight from that. That's when we were outside the new stadium.
That day, it used to come on, and walk. We went through that den with the rocks and stuff. My legs were certain, and I kept resting and resting.
And
I will never go to that ball game again. Never mind. That's when we went to the new stadium.
and we went one more time. We went one time, but we went with the taxi that you didn't have to walk so much.
At the time in the old stadium when we went to it with Lucille, we sat all the way up to it. That was beautiful, right? The fireworks.
Oh yeah, that's when the Grucci family from Long Island, that they had the tragedy, that they had the explosion in Long Island. But for years and years, they always used to do all those great fireworks shows.
Like when I was home for the 4th of July this year, boy, but for a long time they had the fireworks. Beautiful.
You were watching on TV here?
Yeah, it was on Macy's.
Yeah, Macy's does nice displays. They always do that. I'm gonna look at that. What's that the picture in the little bag frame, Mom? How old were you in that picture?
I met your father. I had just graduated from junior high. I was like either 14 or 15. And then when school over again, I went into Manhattan High on 23rd Street. One time I was going to, work, and it was so crowded on the platform, and I'm trying to get in the train, and the last person gets push you right in so you can get in.
Was that the train or the 3rd Avenue L that you
No,
took?
this was the subway. The 3rd Avenue L was something else.
Were you going to school?
Yeah.
Or was this you going to work when you
No,
worked
going
in
to school, I told you.
from that period?
Since when did I go to school there? Then one time I was on the L, and it was snowing, and I couldn't get into the train. It was too crowded. So at that time they used to have like a gate all around where you could stand up and watch till you get off the next station.
Yeah.
And it was freezing and it was snowing. I'm standing outside like a nut. I couldn't hardly wait to get off the damn train. Another time when I was running to catch the train, I went to the third side. I lost my pocketbook. And like about a month or so later, somebody was very nice. They mailed it right back to the school. And I really didn't have money. But I have, my bus fares and stuff like that. And I thought that was very nice of the guy to go out of his way to mail it to me, And that bag Grandma made.
Oh, yeah.
And then she made the hat with me. See that hat on? No, that's another. Yeah, Easter time I had the hat that Grandma made. I'll never forget when Grandma used to make the cup itself. And Mark saw that. He never wanted to eat anything that had bones on it. And one time I said, Michael, oh, you forgot. He says, because at night I used to be afraid of the dark. And one time Mark was home, and he yelled at me so loud. And I swear he just leaned on the bed, you can hear the like this.
Yeah, I used to be afraid of the dark when I was young.
He made such a big noise, like when he got nervous. Because Mark scared the hell out of him. He was so annoyed he wouldn't stop crying,
What did Mark say to me? Like, go to sleep or something like that?
He had a loud voice, and he got nervous. When he hit the mattress, boy, he made such a noise, you could tell you were nervous. And the time, Michael, when there was a rat in the in Woodside on
Woodside.
Yeah, and one day I said to
We were on the ground level, right near the street.
I got scared, so your father went in the kitchen. He found it, but he stuffed the pipe up, and you know what happened? It ended up in Donna.
Was it Donna or Ursula's place?
No, Donna on the top floor. And she came down. She says, "You're right." When I went to open the closet, she says, "That damn thing came out at me."
My father stuffed up the pipes with steel wool.
Yeah, and it wasn't a mouse. It was a rat, Michael.
Well, we were in a private house there that that the owner built a little bit before we lived there, I guess, in Woodside, and you were there before I was born. And being right there on the corner and on the street level. And then you had the door to the kitchen that went out to the back, to the driveway.
Yeah.
So anything could come in, like when the storms or whatever, I guess. But that was a nice private house we lived in Woodside, that we had the downstairs apartment.
Your father come in when he came home from work in the driveway.
I remember when Dad found me one time playing in the kitchen in the night because Dad had his tools. And one of the screwdrivers glowed in the dark. And to me, when I was like a toddler, like 2 years old, to me that was fascinating to play with. And I'm playing with the toys in the dark, and my father got up. And he's like, "What are you doing here?"
What about the time you took Mark's record player, and I'm in bed, and I hear you playing the music, and I got scared. I said, I hope he didn't plug it into the socket. You had to plug it right in. We had 75, but you know how to use it was like low for 45, 75.
To change the record speed.
And you knew how to change the speed of it.
That was the first thing when we moved from Woodside to Yonkers that I asked for was the record player.
This was early, like in the morning.
I don't know if that must have been, yeah.
It was early in the morning.
But remember when we moved to Yonkers from Woodside?
Yeah.
The first thing I asked for, I mean, at the end of that long day, was that I wanted to play my records. I had the old General Electric little suitcase record player. And what did you tell me? Remember?
I don't remember that one.
You told me that, I don't know, something like we had a very long day. She said you could play one record. And I pulled one record out. Keep your reading glasses off that we could talk, Mom.
Do the laundry. I'm in the dryer putting the clothes, and you went out with your bike. You were lucky that day, right?
Oh, that was on North Broadway in Yonkers.
Woodstock.
No, that was in North Broadway, Mom. That wasn't at Woodside. That was on
said
Vista Knoll.
Woodstock.
Vista Knoll.
No, but yes, in there.
Vista Knoll.
I was doing the laundry, but
Take your reading glasses off, Mom, that you can talk. All the big kids were playing with their bicycles, and I only had the tricycle. I was like 3 or 4, still with the tricycle, and I wanted to be like them. And you told me, Michael, don't go down the hill.
with your that fire truck.
You told me don't go. Now look back to the bicycle. You told me not to go down with the tricycle because it wasn't safe for me to go. And you went with the laundry in the laundry room, and then you heard this loud scream, and it was me.
What about when you had the car? Grandma bought the new car. What was it? Cool girl.
A Jaguar, a toy Jaguar, and then it got broke, and the older kids took it and were fooling around and going down the hill with it.
Because we left it on the porch.
No, it was not. It wasn't really good anymore, and then they took it and they ran off with it.
The first time we left it on the porch.
But back to when I had the tricycle and I went down that hill. At the bottom of that hill was a chain link, and if that chain link was up, I really could have gotten, something could have happened to me. But the chain link was down,
What about the porch?
and I threw myself off the bike. I threw myself off the tricycle. So when I got hurt,
That little boy that lived in North Broadway, and his mother used to drink. And he came one day. He used to come every day, and I used to give his breakfast. So one day I said, I forgot. Eddie was his name. I said, you better go back, because your mother's going to start looking for you. And that's when he told me she's probably asleep. She's drunk.
yeah, Eddie was a little older than me, and his mother had a drinking problem. It was sad, but
See,
he
kids
came.
like that really grow up very mixed up, Michael. It's sad.
And he used to share lunch with them. I had that.
He came up to eat. I used to feed him.
Yeah, all the kids that lived on North Broadway there when I was
And
young.
then one time, you in the backyard. I forget what you were doing. I forgot what. And what's her name came out. Your mother was outside. You were all playing outside. I like that little place where you play outside. In the
They had a little playground area at the bottom with a little spin thing that you could go on, and it would spin around and around like 2 kids could get on it. Yeah, and in that area where I fell off the tricycle, I threw myself off back to that story, and I got so hurt you had to rush me upstairs and clean me up because I got cut up and everything. And my father didn't yell at me that day. My father didn't yell at me. He felt bad. He said, you were smart that you threw yourself off the tricycle. I bailed out so I wouldn't get hurt. So my father said, he says, you did the right thing and everything. He says, you got hurt and everything. And he says, you won't do that again. So, my father didn't yell at me. I know it's just a little loud next door, so I thought it'd be a little bit more quieter.
Sometimes people upstairs have their TV on. So loud, I'm trying to watch mine. It's so annoying.
That's okay,
How
though.
long are you going to keep this thing going, Michael?
You're talking. You're very interesting, Mom. So as long as you like to talk,
I'm tired. I have nothing to say. I can't
Some-
think of anything else.
For someone that doesn't have a lot to say, you sure had a lot to say tonight. We were very talkative, remembering different stories and stuff. We were talking about Woodside and Queens. We were talking about North Broadway when we first came to Yonkers, Morningside and Yonkers.
And a nice girl, like I tell you the story. I was sitting outside where the TV is, and she says, "Liz, come on up. You want to go watch music?" She's so small. And then she brought me upstairs. I had a nice time that day. They had music, and this guy from Yonkers, and his father used to a stationery store. And Ann, I says, Ann, where do you live? She said, I live in Yonkers at Palisades. So I thought maybe South Yonkers. She says, no, I live up by the St. John's. And I said, isn't that funny? I live in Palisades, North Broadway. And her name is Connie, and she's so nice. The other day, she wheeled me back. I was by myself. Because, what's his name, had to drop me off early in the morning. Then when the game was over. And I was very lucky, Michael. Remember that time Marie says to me, come on, want to go play bingo? I says, no. I says, I don't feel like it. So she talked me into it. Do you know, Michael, I won everybody's won, not only one person. The whole place that was playing bingo. My purse was so heavy.
So you won a lot of change that day. You had a lucky day.
Yeah,
Bingo.
and yesterday we played full card. And I had two of us had the same number, 27. So, and she called first, so she won the money. The only time you win a lot of money is when you're the first one that won. But I was lucky. Two other people that day, 3 people played. But the day before, I had 2 numbers that was missing. I didn't play. But I'm always lucky. I see all the time I play with either 2 or something. But they played bingo different. They played the layer cake, the stairway. That's what they played.
Different patterns? They played different patterns?
Yeah, see, when I grew up, we used to just play the whole garden, play the numbers. But the last game yesterday, I really won a lot of money. It was so fun that time with that Marie took me and I didn't want to go in. And I tell you, we talked that story today when we were in the music. And Frankie sang. He sang real nice. All the songs from the 60s, you know. And some from the old times, like the 30s and all. And the girls gave out the hors d'oeuvres. And that looked like wine, but it was really grape soda. And Marie, the black girl, you remember met her. She started doing a dance. I forgot the name of the song. And everybody started laughing.
Was it like a block party day they did today?
Yeah.
With the music and everything?
It was somebody's birthday.
Oh. Just one person's birthday today?
No, it was a couple of them. So whoever made the hors d'oeuvres, they looked like Danish, little miniature Danish. Somebody made them. They had like a couple of trays of them. And there was a big crowd. And when Marie started dancing, the whole place started to laugh. But Frankie, he really sings nice. He sang, what was it? Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, that Paul Anka. And he sang a lot of stuff that I knew growing up. I knew the words, and Connie and I was singing. And then, what else? And they started serving the other thing. Then we sang Happy Birthday.
Do you remember this picture, Mom?
Yeah, that was in the studio. We couldn't get you to stay still.
I was 4 years old at the time, I think, when we took, right? I was 4 years old in this picture.
And the picture that is back with Mark, he was 4 years old there too. But you look more like your father. Mark, at that time, looked more like me.
In that picture, you think I look like my father?
Yeah, but your father, Mark started looking like his father as he got older.
And do you remember this picture when I worked the holiday?
Yeah, the Christmas.
You didn't think that was me, huh?
That was at Macy's.
You didn't think that was me in the photo, huh? When I showed you, you couldn't believe it?
Another time when we were in the grocery store, what was his name?
You talking about back in Woodside?
Yeah.
Oh, when I was little, what did I do?
You went and picked something up.
I picked up everything and put it in the cart.
And the guy said, where you going with that stuff?
You didn't see behind me.
I wasn't looking. I was looking at something else.
That was a little Irish neighborhood grocery store. I can't remember the gentleman's name or the name of it. Obviously, I was too little.
When you went in there.
That was right on Northern Boulevard, right?
Yeah.
Right off our street, right down the street.
To go to the candy store.
Yeah, they had that old-fashioned candy store.
I was afraid to cross that street, but so
that's still a big intersection.
They had a few times on TV. They said they had a lot of accidents down that road.
On Northern Boulevard, because it's very wide to cross.
In fact, a couple of people died on that place.
That old-fashioned candy store is long gone. That's right near where the Northern Boulevard stop was. where we used to get the Subway. And the grocery store was on the other corner.
That time we went to Hip and we took the subway.
Yeah, you had to take me to the Hip Center.
Yeah.
I guess to the pediatrician. Yeah, they used to have vending machines in the Subway still at that time. How much was the Subway when I was little in Queens? Was the Subway like 40 cents?
Oh,
It was like 35 or 40 cents.
About
I think it went up to 40 cents.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was still 35 cents. When we still took the Subway before we came up to Yonkers.
My father took you to it. Mom, what side were you so, with a fever, you were so burned up that you were so hot. And I had right next to my arms were burning. That's how hot it was. And we rushed you to, forgot the name of that hospital.
Was it Elmhurst?
Yeah.
And my father couldn't believe that I was reading everything as we were going. I was like 2 years old.
He said it was an accident for the moment. I forgot all about what was wrong with you.
What did I do? What was I reading? I was reading Emergency, or I was reading the exits.
It was laying on the table, those tables.
No, I'm talking about when we were getting there. I realized we were going to the hospital. My father couldn't believe that I could read where we were going. And I'm reading the street signs. I'm reading that's the exit or the entrance, you know.
You know, it was around 3 years old now.
2 years old, I think. And my brother, I think, put me in the cold water in the stall shower. He put me into the cold water, rushed me into the cold water under the shower head to bring my fever down. And what happened when I was in the emergency room? That's what I think you were ready to talk about. With the nurse, what did she do? Remember, she gave me something? Didn't she give me books?
Oh, yes.
And what happened? What did she say?
You just take them home and read them.
No, that's not what she did.
Believe that you can read.
No, she didn't say to take them home. She said something else, I think.
I don't remember.
I think she said you could look at them because I was curious to want to read. But she says you can't take them home, but you could borrow them to read them here.
Michael, I didn't eat all day. I'm hungry. And I've been so sick. And I was so mad today. Somebody came and changed my diaper. She went out. She never came back. I didn't have no breakfast. I had a bad week this week. Was very bad.
Your stomach was a little out of whack, I guess, for a couple days. So you want a snack? We'll get you a snack. But before we say goodbye to everybody, because you were remembering all these nice, interesting things today.
What time is it, Michael?
It's got to be about 9:25, I think.
You went fast.
Time went so quick with us talking, with you telling me all the stories.
Why'd you put that picture on the 12th Dusty?
I just wanted you to look at it. So, instead of you being silly, like what did you say? You said hello to me, stupid, like you were talking to me. What do you want to tell everybody else before we say goodbye tonight, Mom?
I don't know, I forget now.
What special things do you want to tell people tonight as you say goodbye, Mom? Look up, Mom.
I don't remember, Michael. Well, I went outside, waited for you, and waved to you when you went back all the way down the street.
I know when I was young and used to come home from school.
What didn't you say one time to Miss Talby?
That's going back before I was born, Mom. You're thinking about when you lived in Astoria. You want to wave at everybody and give a wave to everybody, Mom.
Yeah, that's Michael, I gotta have some. I'm getting dizzy.
You want a little snack? I'll get you a little snack.
I told you I had diarrhea today. I was sick as a dog.
You're going to feel better, Mom. So you want to say something as you say goodbye to everybody?
All right, see you tomorrow. You said you were coming back tomorrow.
I'm not going anywhere now, but what do you want to tell everybody in the video?
Just maybe some Chinese food.
And what do you want to tell people to remember you by? What do you want to say as you say goodbye to everybody? What do you want to tell?
I said we had a lot of good times while you was growing up. Some funny things that made us laugh.
I'm glad, Mom. I love you, Mom.
What about on the slide with your father and Mark, and you took pictures with Dad?
Oh, we took pictures in the park in Woodside.
And I stood on the bottom because you got scared. You came all the way down and started screaming. I said, come on, Dan, I'm going to catch you.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too. Okay, Mike, would you get me some, please?
Yeah, we'll get you a nice snack to pick on.
Close this light so they're in my eyes now.
Okay, Mom. I love you.
I love you too.